Hello crafters, welcome to my third and final video in my candy corn series of 2020. Do you remember when I brought these soccer training kits? It comes with a ball. Now I used one on my vintage jack-o'-lantern. I'll insert an image here. And I wanted to use up the rest of these, so I thought when I looked at them, they are the perfect shape for candy corn. Now I don't think I'm going to be able to do anything with the ball. I really wanted to do, you know, because I used one and I had 3 left over and I had the ball, but I don't think I'm going to be able to do anything with the ball. If you can think of some things, leave them in the comments, crafters, because I really would like to use it all. But I am going to be using this, and I am going to be turning this into a candy corn. So I'm going to cut off the base just like I did with my vintage jack-o'-lantern, because I don't need the base, and thankfully the plastic that they've used for these is actually really quite flimsy, so it's easily cut. I mean, it's sturdy enough for its purpose, but it's not too sturdy where I can't cut it. See, cut that off and it's nice and easy. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to paint them using the candy corn colours. So I have the yellow and I have the white and I have the orange. I haven't got the white out yet because that's my gesso. I'll go and get that in a second. But I'm probably going to go up about probably 2 inches. Let me measure these for you crafters. These measure approximately 7 inches. So I'll probably do 2.5 inches of the yellow, 1.5 inches of the orange, and then leave the top white. So I'm hoping that I have enough yellow, because as you know, in my craft earlier on in the week, I wasn't too sure if I was going to have... Actually, you know what crafters, I want to get my dabbler sponges. For some reason the dabbler sponges work better on these plastic cones. And it also gives it a bit of texture, so instead of it being flat. So I'm going to use my dabber, which as you can see, hopefully gives it a bit of texture, and so it doesn't look just like a plastic cone that I've painted. And of course we'll give it some treatment as well, so it's not just flat colour. Making sure that I've got it pretty even all the way around. Doesn't have to be perfect. Now I will be doing some ombre effects just to blend the 2 colours so you don't get such a stark transition, but we'll do that later on. And again, I'll probably come up to where my thumb is, and then the rest of this will be white, and this will take a few coats. So I'm hoping I've got a little bit more in my yellow paint pot. I have no more dabbers, so I'm just going to have to use my... I need to get some more dabbers actually. Next time I'm in Poundland I shall see if they've got some. So I'm just going to still dab this on, but it won't have the same dabbing effect as the sponge dabbers. And you can change the ratio, it's up to you. But even in the US, when I've watched the you know, the shop with me videos, the the candy corn ornaments and the decor items are expensive, where I know that Dollar Tree sells these because I've seen them in Shop With Me's. They sell them here in the UK, so if, like me, you want a few little candy corn items, it's not something that we do in this country because it's not a traditional sweet here, you can create these very cheaply. Okay crafters, I'm going to blast this on with my heat tool but on the lower temp side and give it some more coats, so I'll be with you shortly. Okay, managed to get a tiny bit more out of my yellow, so I'm hoping that's going to be enough, and I'm just going to dab over the orange connection, and I'll do the same with the orange. Obviously it's not 100% dry, and as you can see I've just taken off some paint, but don't worry. If you're not doing this for video purposes, please allow it time to dry in between coats. I just gave mine a hit with my heat tool. You really should wait and let it dry naturally. Okay, let's do the orange. Making sure to get that bit where the colours join, just kind of blend them if you can to a degree, so it's not such a hard line. Okay, let's bring over the white. Blending with the paintbrush is going to be a little bit more difficult, so again bringing in the orange just to soften that line of colour connection. See how much difference that makes? Right, I'm going to let that dry naturally. Okay crafters, this is nice and dry, and the only thing now that I'm going to do is I'm going to cover it with this iridescent glitter glue. Now this is just glue with glitter in it. Don't want the hair though. Don't put too much on at any one time. For some reason this plastic seems to buckle if you put too much on. I think it may have some sort of coating on over it, or what it does, it buckles the paint, because obviously it's just plastic underneath, so they don't actually bond, if you know what I mean. I'll show you some of the ones I've done, and I put quite a bit on and it buckled in some areas, so just to give you that warning. And I think these are actually really good, considering they started off as a children's toy for £1, you know. So if you get this set has 4 in it, that works out to be 25p, and if you include the paint, probably about 50 pence with the little amount of paint, or maybe even £1 per thing. I don't even think it's £1, to be honest, but there we go. I'll show you how they look when they're dry. And like I said, this is one that I put lots on, and it kind of wrinkled like it was paper, but I actually don't mind that. It kind of gives it a vintage look, but only at this end, and I think that's because I put a lot of paint on this edge, so I think it's the paint that wrinkles. But once it dries, I think they look really good. So there we go crafters, that is the last video in my candy corn series. Thank you very much for watching, and you'll see me again very soon. Take care now. Bye bye.